Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Age of Fear 3 with me, Cornish-Knight. As we get back into the campaign, we are just going to finishing up some mushrooms. Now, it shouldn't be too hard. For those of you watching, you may have noticed that the developers made a comment about how I had used a general liberal use of fireballs on this level. Now, the reason I did that was twofold. One, a lot of the other spells have limitations on how many targets they can affect, like lightning, while fireballs are just an area of effect spells, so you can cover a lot more space, which is why I used a liberal use of them to thin out the mushroom's ranks. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing. Every tool has a situational use for it. So in this case, fireball is fantastic because they're all bottled up, and I can really cause some damage. Now, in a big open area, fireball isn't as useful because the enemy can spread out.
Do you need my stuff?
I mean, to be honest, lightning and any of the other linked poison damage spells and stuff are predominantly better deployed in close combat, because you can cast them without risking hitting your own men, where fireball is much more a long-range spell. Now in this instance,
Anything needs repairing.
people have commented to me about how I seem to put very exposed units on the flanks, like my flamethrower units. The reason I'm doing that is twofold. One, I really don't want to barbecue my own units with my dwarf engineers, and two, these are the upgraded ones, so they're a lot, I mean, they're not a lot tougher, but they're still tougher than my normal units to a certain extent. Right, let's poison these guys and keep their morale down.
You better give me that. Anything needs repairing.
Remember,
you better give me
you don't actually have to kill units to make them ineffective in combat. You just have to, well, in effect to say remove them from combat, you just have to break them. Which is what attacks like the acid ones are very useful for breaking low morale units, and allowing units like our heroes to finish them off, like this. Remember, if you can break an army's morale, you win pretty much guaranteed without issue. You don't have to kill everything to win. It was how it used to be in a lot of the older Total War games, where if you were tactical and you were strategic, you could win by just breaking enemies' morale without actually having to fight a lot of people. Not so much the case in the later iterations of the game, I have to admit. I find that especially the later versions of the Total War franchise tend to be very short, sharp, bloody affairs where you just butcher your opponents, and hopefully you've deployed tactically enough that you can reduce your casualties. You can still use tactics in Total War, but I mean they're no longer like the long battles of strategy that they used to be, say, in medieval, and to a lesser extent Rome Total War. Right, so we're going to teleport him in here. Go and chew his face off. Okay, that broke him. Punch him in the face. Actually, what we do is use the gun to destroy that cover, well, that terrain item, then we'll move in between those two there and finish them both off at the same time. Right, killed him. Killed him. Dag nabbit. We'll just finish him off with a lightning gun. Throw rocks to finish that off. Remember folks, you can avoid taking unnecessary damage by using range attacks to open stuff up. It saves a lot of the pain that's associated with either booby-trapped objects or rats spawning out of things. I've known from experience that in the past I have lost units to rats, which is really annoying because they are basically a free enemy unit. And my own greed causes them to appear, so it's not fantastic. Right. He's got to heal up, which is annoying. He's got to move there, which is equally annoying. Like I said, berserker units can be very, very frustrating to use. But we'll kill those ones off anyway.
Anything else?
You can smash that open. We're not getting too bad haul of items. I mean, money's always useful, to be honest. Especially if I want to bribe a unit that's actually worth getting. I'd really love to get something like a war ogre or something like that. Something really big and beefy. I mean, it would be cool if we could get something like I suppose we maybe could bribe a dragon in this game, but you'd need a serious amount of coinage. Right, so he's going to suit him. Right, and then we're going to throw rocks at these. Get them all opened up for the money. That's one thing I will say about the dwarf campaign for anyone who's playing it. You have to be trying to think of the right term. Cautious with your spending. Don't frivol away your money on items that you don't need. Most of the stuff in this game I bought by either finding it or just because it was the only thing I bought for ages. You need to hoard your money to a certain extent to basically be able to bribe units that turn up, like how I managed to do it with the cleric that's now in my party. Because you need to have units that can do stuff that the dwarves can't do. You need to be able to have units. Oh, we've got a seedling, but I haven't got any plants. That's gonna be boring as anything then. If we had the dryad, we could have given it to the dryad. That would probably. I know the seedling does something, but we need it to be equipped to a plant unit. So nah, and you can't bribe the mushrooms.
Have you ever seen lumpy green versions of people? And I don't just mean seasick folk or lepers. These lads were like zombies, but they were alive and seemed more intent on beating us silly than eating us. Finn, as always, was unflappable.
Gilrock, those look like your grandpa, chuckles Finn. Lad, my poor grandpa would kill you if he heard you say that, counters Gilrock. Aye, even in the afterlife the disrespect never ends, groans the ghost. Your brother Gilrock, wasn't he supposed to be here? Lad, now you be pussing your luck, warns the dwarf sharply. Whoa, you got mushroom men growing in your fort. Aye, lad, ready supply of food, you know. Fancy some mushroom stew for dinner, declares Gilrock as he starts hacking up one of the mushrooms. I mean, that's one of the things they never cover in like D&D or anything like that, is that you'd live in a world where you'd have monsters. You'd obviously eat monster meat because it'd be readily available. So eating mushroom people and like any of the living plants, or it's like, I mean, it's pretty interesting to think about in some ways and a bit worrying in others. I mean, even in the past, humans used to eat stuff like horses. Well, we still eat horse, to be honest. I mean, like all kinds of animals that you eat. It just depends on what culture you're brought up with. Let's see what we can get. Yeah, Merchant isn't worth it, but Disintegration would be nice to get for those VIP assassinations with the mage. Nothing that he needs. No, but historically and even today, there are a lot of cultures where you will literally eat everything. Like, they will eat anything and everything. Insects, everything. Right, we'll get him to the Tesla gunner. I mean, to be honest, insects are actually a really good source of protein, and they're readily available because they reproduce and grow quickly. I know there have been discussions about using it as a superfood, because it's a readily supply of protein, without needing to have large swathes of grassland, like animals need. Right, meditation for the cleric. Gotta upgrade him to the Wolf Lord. Finally, double damage. I should probably have picked up elemental resistance in all honesty, because they are weak to the elements, or they can take damage from the elements. But they should be okay. Nah, I didn't. I was picking up the healing potions really. Air elementals, not really using them. The reason that you need to level these units up, even if you don't intend to use them, is when you get to scenarios when your entire party is basically being chucked into the mix. Because on that instance, you really want to have all your units leveled up. Though I am of the opinion that you shouldn't really have a party-wide deployment without having a time to basically look at your guys' inventories, because I know that it's like a sudden, enemies jump you and you have no time to prepare, which sounds fantastic, but if you never level up any of your units in this screen, they're pretty much pointless. So there's balancing game mechanics with theatrical presentation. Right, he can be upgraded to a big bad werewolf. Alpha. He's still not ready for what I want him to do. Elemental resistance. Steel. Those guys not ready yet. I should probably switch them over, to be honest, and have them running at the front to get some more experience. Didn't mean to do that. This is what happens when you go away for a little bit. You come back and you forget what you intend to do. I wanted to get them to elite before they became werewolf alphas. But, hey-ho. I'm not going to really use them. They're more just like backup units. I tend to have a very fixed party setup this stage of the game, where I don't really rotate my army unit composition around unless I really need to, because I know how the units behave. But besides that, let's see what else we can do. Let's go to the marketplace, see if there's anything worth getting. I swear I picked up the holy pendant. Oh, is that a pendant rather than an artifact? Right, we'll sell that for money. Seedlings. A tiny seedling which can grow into an adult plant. Can you find out how? Yeah, we needed to give it to another plant creature for it to do that, which would have been a dryad, I suppose, if we'd managed to get a dryad in the party. Resurrection. Didn't we have one of those already? Right. No, the Holy Pendant. I mean, it's +1 defense. It's okay on Unholy Strike. Holy Strike, I should say. But in all honesty, no, I'm not a massive fan of it. Bone Shield. I mean, it's good, but not great. Not at this level of the game, anyway. And that was a bit disappointing. I was hoping for some good stuff. I meant to check, because obviously he can get the dual wielding feature, and I wanted to see if the Executioner's sword was one or two-handed. Does not say. Well, he can't equip another sword, so I'm suspecting it's two-handed. I could get the armor of toxicity for him, which would be good. Or, on thinking about it, I can take his armor to get upgraded. Because I know the blacksmith will upgrade basic common weapons and armor if you have the money for them, so they may be able to do something. We better give him his potion of heroism back. But besides that, there isn't really anything that's standing out to me that I want to pick up. We also need to go to the mermaid to see what she has. Bracelet of Thorns, actually, now that I think about it, it reduces its health slightly, but it gives him another attack, and it will give him the counter-attack ability, which is really useful. Right. Nothing really takes my fancy. I probably want to pick up Raw Meat Diet now to get his health back up. Either Raw Meat Diet or Dual Wielding. Right. We'll go to the dwarf blacksmith. Get the armor upgraded. Dwarf runesmith starts working after a few strikes with an anvil. He hands you a perfectly crafted item. Armor of haste. Ooh, that sounds good. Let's hope that it's not totally terrible. Hopefully we'll do more than just make him quick. Okay, it's the same as the common armor, but it has a plus 30% speed bonus. It's not bad for 500 gold. It's not bad, but in the middle of a swampy marsh hidden away from civilization, the heroes discover a mysterious and ancient stepped pyramid covered in vines. While the stone walls of the pyramid are cracked and crumbling away, there appears to be no entrance to the structure and at least no obvious door. Taking a close look through, the heroes find footprints in the mud. The dry tracks don't belong to anyone. It would appear that someone had placed it frequently. Right. After examining the area, a few strips of ancient cloth are found. However, the entranceway cannot be located. Rightio. Well, we've had this one before. I still don't know how to get into the pyramid. There's probably an item. Oh, hell. Through the twisted course of volcanic resides a city of demons hidden away by the mortal realm above. For a combination of subterranean location and the effective mine block sealed, none of the human settlements in the area hover faintest idea of the demon society thriving underfoot. The demon heart you possess seems to allow you entry. Okay. Mortals, what are you doing trespassing in our city? Roars the fiend. How did you get here? Speak up. Oh, you wish to browse our wares? Well, business is business, I suppose. Don't dawdle, though. Make haste back to the world above. The conclave and forces will rip you to pieces if you discover you here. Let's see if there's anything worth getting. Burning axe. I mean, the only thing that really interests me is this. Yeah, the Doombringer. Doombringer might be nice. But the problem is I really don't want to make any of my units evil in this particular walkthrough, in this campaign. It just does not interest me. And plus I'd lose double damage. I mean, you get multiple attacks, but I'd rather get double damage, honestly. Inferno Scepter. Ooh, bad luck, and you have to be evil. I mean, yeah, it's all great and all, but I just don't want to have evil units running around in this campaign. Not only because I'd like to have a campaign where not everyone goes batshit mad, but well, it's to do with the fact that you take morale penalties for having evil units in your... Well, it's basically, if you have evil units in a good army, both take morale penalties for having people they don't like. So let's get the pearl. Quality great swords. So if we take this to the blacksmith, I wonder what we'll get. For I'm pretty sure it's 1,000 gold, so we're going to probably be out of pocket. Yeah. What did we get? Really? Doombringer of all things? Okay. I mean, that's not great. I didn't really want to use the evil sword. I'm probably going to have to sell it, which is annoying. Right. It's good, but at the same time changes affinity to evil. I don't really want to have that effect, to be honest. And cleave is really useful to him as well, so I'm probably going to sell it. It's a shame. If I'd managed to get it for Percival back in the Succubus campaign, then it wouldn't be so bad. Sorry, I apologise for the yawning. It wouldn't be so bad, but with this, nah. I need to get some money back. Actually, I'm a bit low. This is the thing I was saying about if I'm trying to keep my money around a set amount just because you never know who you may run into in this campaign, and if it's a really good monster, even with the corrections done to bribing units, it's still going to cost a lot of money. So I need to have money to bribe them with and to have money left over to basically get potions and other items. So it's costing me a fair penny doing this. Right. I mean, I could strip the antidotes off people, but I can't really be bothered, to be honest. Right, what's this? Saddle Realm. Okay. Well, this is odd. My friend used to live around here, but now there's just this hovering hole. Hello, hello, is anybody home? Roars Gilrock. The portal just echoes out noise. That's not weird at all. Maybe we ought to turn back. Mortals, you are welcome inside, declares the portal suddenly. Step in for tea and cookies. That's not suspicious at all. Whoa, gods be damned, lads. Run, run, run from the offer of cookies. Easy, bro, at least even asking us nicely. Shall we take a quick look-see? Never accept the offer of free cookies from holes. It's always a bad suggestion. Beware holes bearing gifts. Right. Let's get on with this. Yes, let's enter. Right. Is there anything else you want to sell quickly now that I'm thinking about it? Probably want to raise a bit of money. Right. Right. Now, there's nothing that we want to get rid of. And I'm happy with the combination of units that I have. I mean, this is a shop. I'm trying to figure out. It's like they haven't got anything to offer. It's actually, this may be a battle encounter. I'll get rid of the golden wand, rose wand, rose staff, I should say, because I don't need it. And that takes us over to 6,000 minimum. I don't know if this is a fight or not. I want to be careful. I suppose I could switch out my golems and have the weak golems go in. But if this is one of the optional side missions, it may be a lot harder than I'm anticipating. Okay, this is weird. Shade, you fell for it, mortals. Rolls to Shade. You will die just like the old master. And it cackles evilly. Right. So we're fighting Shades. That's going to be a pain, because they'll get backstabbing on us if we're not careful. Right, all our squidgy units. Form a square, folks, or hexagonal, or maybe a hexagonal. But we need to form a defensive perimeter. Put all our squidgy units in the middle. And we'll try and cover them completely with our melee units. And keep our... This is the problem, we have too many range... This tactic won't work perfectly because we have too many range units. Right. If we had only one less range unit, we would have been able to hold this position without issue. But as it takes it, he's going to have to go here and hold, and just hope. It's more a blob than a square, but we're doing the best we can. By the way, if you want to know what a square formation is, it was a tactic during military squares have existed for a long time, but they were a tactic against cavalry. You made a tight packed formation, and horses tend to not to like to charge into tightly packed formations of spears or pikes or bayonets, so they tend to keep away. Right. Come on. Was it the other button I need to press? Yes, there's the other button. Right. Right, I have to remember to keep all my units' backs facing the enemy. Oh, all my units facing the enemy, otherwise they'll get back attacked. And it's not particularly good for that, because the enemy get double damage. Right, so... not enough of them are clumped up for me to use that spell. Let's just use an ice spell for now. Right, he resisted it.
Very funny.
Lightning missed. Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh, they're popping potions, that's not good. Yeah, there we go. Stole XP. 30 experience points. Doesn't really bother because my main hero is fully leveled up, but it sucks if they're taking experience from my heroes. Right. Got us completely surrounded, that's nasty. 27 experience points, ouch. Again, and you gouged out his eye. That's bad, he's going to have to go off on the sick list. Right, he's got that's the invulnerability potion he's just popped. So that one's going to be nigh on impossible to hit. He's going up as well. There's a lot of these guys. I'm very glad that I bunched myself up like this, otherwise a lot of my people would be taking damage right about now. Right. Ouch. They managed to actually hit the Earth Elemental. Killed a Shade, half wounded another one, but the Shade screeches it fades into non-existence, but the problem is they don't have morale. Lightning time! And this is where lightning spells come in useful. For situations like this, where you can really take advantage of the enemy's weaknesses. Mass prey on everyone.
Oh, of course.
Gives everyone maximum morale, which will give them all benefits. And our hero can go to work. Now we'll leave him for the flamethrowers to kill. We'll kill off this one first because he's going after the musketeer. And then we'll smack this one in the face. I'm not even going to bother try bribing them because there's no point. Burn, ghosty, burn.
Go on. Need anything?
No, we missed. That was anticlimactic.
I'm small but heavy.
And we missed with him as well. Alright, time to break out the lightning spell again.
Lead me, of course.
Oh, that was terrible. He resisted. Both resisted. Dag nabbit. Right, that missed. 10% chance. We're not going to actually kill many people with these 10% unless we get lucky. Right. Smack that one up a bit. Killed that one with a lucky punch. I doubt it will last. Oh, we actually killed both of those 50% chances. That was good. Give him a whack. Come on. 10% for everyone. It's worth a chance. Oh, we actually managed to hit one. That was annoying. Oh, no, I did a mistake. I shouldn't have shot with him. That's bad. He's going to get absolutely wrecked. Yep, here they go. Backstabbing time. Ooh, that's nasty. Why didn't he go after the other backstab? That's interesting. Okay. Counter-attack on the ghost. And that was why they were going for a backstab on this character as well. Can never figure out if the one I have or the item spell is better. I'm pretty sure the one I have is better because it has stacking damage based on level. Right, so those two are dead. Heal. He needs to be healed because he's lost an eye. Don't know how the characters get over that in this game. I mean, it's not like D&D where you can just... I suppose it could be. You can grow missing limbs and stuff in D&D with a variety of spells at high level. But that isn't the case here. Well, let's just throw a rock at someone. Ah, that hit. Excellent. Didn't think it was going to. Nah, that missed. It was to be expected, really. Killed that one. I mean, it was a nasty fight, but we won.
Show me. Lead me.
Missed. Just turn and actually look in the right direction. Kill him. Ah, right, okay, so we just missed totally. Going for the Forge Master. He doesn't need the experience. Forge Master doesn't really need it. So let's give it to the werewolf because I need to give him some more experience levels. Right, and we've won the battle, and that's where we're going to end it today, folks, just because I don't want to... It's a pretty long video as is. So, there's a couple of things to loot. We've got to save. You have to remember that I had to do the post-commentary for this game, which means that it takes me an hour roughly to make each video. Right. If you've enjoyed, please press the like button. If you were subscribed, please press the subscription button. You can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Steam, or you can leave a comment in the comment section and I'll get back in contact with you. I've been Cornish-Knight, and this has been Age of Fear. Goodbye.